Good morning, Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. I am Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am located in north central Minnesota. It is a very rainy day here in Minnesota, so I have a great little project to show you here, and I hope you'll be as excited about this little kit as I am. All right, I'm going to take down my logo, and I'm going to apply my monthly host code. I just want to share with you each month at createwithbrenda.com, I post a host code. And with a qualifying order placed with me, now this is exclusive to me, you will receive a handmade card from me. And with a qualifying order, you will receive free product as my monthly host code. The host code changes every month, as does the gift, so be sure to check that out at createwithbrenda.com. All right, so I'm going to take down my host code. You can find that, like I said, on my blog. And let me tell you about this. I'm so excited. It's the new kit, and it's called A Million Thanks. And the kit is just $21. And of course, there would be tax and shipping and all the fun stuff. But the kit itself is $21. It includes enough pre-cut and pre-designed everything with step-by-step instructions to make 9 cards. 9, 3 each of 3 designs. Let's open the box and I'll show you what's in here. So like I said, you get the step-by-step instructions. It tells you, first of all, everything you'll need, all the pieces for that card. And then the steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see the 3 designs here. On the back of the card, it tells you all the components in the kit. And then, like I said, it tells you which pieces you'll need for each card. And it talks about I keep spinning this around, sorry, it's almost like Dramamine. But, or like you need Dramamine. Coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. Okay, so then you can go to your papers and find out, and inks and embellishments, and find out what you can do to make some alternate projects. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, I have a beautiful alternate project for us. So let me quickly just show you the 3 designs. The first one looks like this, and I hope this shows up well. As you can see, it's very dimensional with the Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I stamped the inside and added, you get little bonus pieces in here too. So that's design number 1. And like I said, you get 3 of each design. Here's design number 2. And again, I stamped the inside and then just used the little extra stamps, or the stamp set that comes with it. And then this is design number 3. And this is already on the card. All you do is stamp the label and add the they're just like punch outs. They're very, very easy, pre-cut pieces, okay? And the beauty of this is if you've never stamped before, this is a great way to start because you get the instructions. And like I said, everything you need to make these 9 cards comes in this beautiful kit. And who doesn't need 9 beautiful thank you cards, right? So let's bring this little box back in. This is the box that it comes in. You get a pack of mini dimensionals, and as you can see, you get lots of extra. You'll get the acrylic block, which you will use to attach your stamps to. You get a Stampin' Spot. The color of choice was Evening Evergreen. It's a real dark green. It's beautiful. You get a little sheet of glue dots. You get a little sheet of the black enamel adhesive back dots. And then you get the stamp set. Now I know the stamp sets are hard to see on video, so let me back up here. I want to show you the kit. Check this out, you guys. This is how it comes. You just simply punch out, you can just simply punch out the labels, punch out the pieces, and everything you need comes in there. And I forgot to show you these on the card, but look at these designed envelopes. Aren't they adorable? And this is the evening evergreen stripe in there, so everything coordinates. And on the cards I just showed you, I used only the pieces that you see right here in the kit. So I'm going to take that down and I want to show you the stamp set. How adorable, right? So you get everything you need for inside and outside sentiments to create thank you cards, plus some little extra embellishments or add-ons to your stamps or to your stamping experience. So let's get started and I will show you. I'll take this down. There we go. I will show you the alternate card that I have to share with you using pieces from this kit. So as what I have for you is this card right here. And like I said, this just uses some additional product from the annual catalog. There's a suite of products in here, and I'll tell you, I overlooked this. Like, when I first saw it, it was like, yeah, no, that's not my style. And when I really started looking at these pieces, it's gorgeous. This is out of pages from the inside of the 2022-2023 annual catalog. And I just want you to see what this suite of products looks like. So now when we look at this paper up here, it's like, meh. And the stamp set, the first thing I saw was the shells, and I'm not a real big shell person. But then I really started looking at some of the sentiments. Look at these two-step, what do they call it? Two-step stamping. So you stamp this in your lighter color, then this in your darker color, and you get these two-toned leaves. They're beautiful. The snowflake, the flowers, and the dies in this set are amazing. So check it out. It's on page 98 and 99 of your annual catalog. The entire suite of products is $77.50. So crazy good deal. Here's a little bit of a close-up of the papers. You can see that they have like the gold design on one side, and then they're just kind of a matted finish on the other. The paper I chose to use for today's project is this one right here. And I brought in one of the coordinating colors, and that is the soft suede. And I just matted with white and used the new petal pink. They're calling it a polyester ribbon. It's 3/8 inch wide, but it is so soft, you guys. It feels almost like velvet. It's really, really fun, and it's very easy to tie. So we'll be using that as well. And as you can see, I took one of the extra elements from the kit, because you always get extras, in case you made a little, what we call a little Stampin' Boo-Boo. And as we speak right now, I'm frantically looking for my extra piece. I've got it. Relax, Brenda, relax. All right. So the two color inks that I brought in, of course, you have your evening evergreen spot that came in your kit. And I brought in my Blushing Bride. And just for the sake of ease, I'm going to use my big stamping pad instead of the spot, okay? Here's what you'll need to create this card. I have a piece of soft suede that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have several pieces of basic white. The first one measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now, if eighths are not your bag and you are not into measuring, remember you can go out and I have the cutting templates on my blog that you can just simply print out the labels. You cut them once and then you have the, and I can't find mine right now. I'll look for them later, I guess. But anyway, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. You'll need a piece that measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and that's for our insert. You'll need another piece of basic white that measures 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. I have one piece of Designer Series paper, and this is a 4 by 5 1/4. And then an additional piece of soft suede that measures 2 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I think this one, I think I might be off on that measurement. I am, you guys. My apologies. It needs to be 3 3 3/4. So let's fix that up a little bit, okay? I'm just going to, and before I cut, I just want to remeasure this one and make sure that I'm, yeah, it is 3 3/4. My apologies. So 3 3/4 and cut. All right. When I looked at that, it was like, jeepers, that seems a little big for what we've got going on here. All right. So let's bring this back in, make our correction. Nothing worse than a measurement error on a card tutorial, right? We cut all of our stuff and then go, oh boy. All right, so 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then this little beauty comes, this is that extra piece from the A Million Thanks kit. And it's already stamped, it's already edged. We just have to stamp our sentiment on there, okay? And then of course, our medium basic white envelope. All right, let's get started. I'm going to bring in my stamp. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you. I will be using the rectangle stitched framelit dies, and this is the 4th from the smallest on this side. So this is the one we're going to be using. And we may as well do that right away because I want to show you a little something something. It is not new. You've probably seen it before, but it could be new if you're new to stamping and are thinking about getting started with this. You guys, I like using this rubber shelf liner. I put that underneath my die cutting machine, and then it doesn't slip when I crank it through. So I'm going to be using platform number 1. I have my new magnetic plate, which is number 5. I'm going to take my piece of Designer Series paper, the Texture Chic, yummy, yummy, so pretty. I'm going to center this right in the, you know, as close as I can. And now with the magnetic sheet, see, or the plate, when you put your die down, it stays in place. How good is that? I'm going to scooch up just a little so you can see better. Okay, so I've got it centered in here, putting the magnetic plate, or putting the cutting plate number 3 on top. So our sandwich is 1, 5, and 3. Just gonna cut. And that's it, you guys. We get this little piece and we have the frame, okay? All right, so there's our die cutting. That's all we have to do for this one. All right. I'm going to bring in our little pre-printed piece from our kit. And the stamp that I chose to use on here is the Seriously Grateful for You. So I'm going to take that. And remember, you get that new little block in your kit. I'm going to save this because I'm going to be gifting this. And I'm just going to mount this on my block. Bring in my Evening Evergreen ink. I'm going to ink this up. And it's just a gentle tapping motion, moving it around on your ink pad to get a good coat of ink. And then I want my little foam piercing mat. Because I am using the clear photopolymer stamps, I just get a better image when it's cushioned. And I'm going to put this right on our die cut piece from the kit. So there we have Seriously Grateful for You. How good is that, right? Then I'm going to take our 3 3/4 by 5 inch insert. And while we have the ink open, I am going to do the thank you. And this thank you, the font on this thank you is awesome. Stamp that up again, gently tapping it on my ink pad, moving it around to get a good coating of ink, and stamp. Isn't it pretty? I just think it's like so elegant. Love, love, love it. All right. So you guys, what a great way this is to say thank you in style, right? Plus you took the time to make it yourself, which then adds some an extra special touch to your card. I'm going to open up the Blushing Bride. Now this you would have to have or purchase separately as the coordinating color, but I just want to show you how you can decorate up the inside of your card. I'm going to take my stamps. I'm going to use this little flower because I feel like it kind of mimics the flowers that we're going to put on our focal piece. I'm going to ink it up, moving it around. So I have 1, 2, and I'm just doing that rule of 3. So I've got 2 up in that corner, and I'm going to do 1 right over here. Cute. Won't that look beautiful on the inside of our card? And then, you know the rule here at Create with Brenda, right? No naked envelopes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And then I'm also going to turn it over and just do 1 on the flap. So there's our coordinating envelope. So that's all of the stamping. Let's start the assembly of our card. All right, so done with our foam mat for cushioning our photopolymers. Our card base here, remember 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold that on the score line, match up my edges, take my bone folder, and give that a really good crease. All right. Now our card is going to go in the landscape mode. So with that being said, and because we've already got this stamped, I'm just going to add some Stamp and Seal to the top edge of our card, and I'm going to center that on the inside. Just like that. And I only do the top flap. I just leave this bottom one open. Number 1, it saves on our Stamp and Seal usage, and It works beautifully for, or whenever you buy fancy cards, although I think mine are pretty fancy. But when you go to the store and buy fancy cards that are $10 and $12 a piece, they always leave that loose piece in the inside. So is what I have here is the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of basic white. And this is our piece that we die cut. And you're like, holy smokes, Brenda, your original card looks like this. And now this has the hole in it. This is what I was going to tell you that really saves the day. So is what we can do is I'm going to just glue this down. You know what? Maybe I will really glue it and not use my adhesive. Gives me a little bit of time to move it should I need to. Uh-oh. I feel a new bottle of glue in my future here. All right. So I'm just going to center this on my piece of basic white. So we have this white opening, all right? Let's take our 2 1/2, remember our corrected cut, the 3 3/4, and our piece of basic white, 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. And so now I think I have to trim this down just a touch. I do. And you guys, my apologies that I was off on the first one. So let's go back. And we're going to take this down just 1/8 of an inch. So just a sliver. And is what that's going to give us is the perfect mat here. And then we'll have, I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off this way too. So we've got our mat and our very thin white border there too. Okay, so again, my apologies, just take 1/8 of an inch off from each of those. So it'd actually be 2 1/4 by 3 5/8 for this piece. All right, I'm going to add some liquid glue. There we go. We'll center that on our soft suede. And then we'll add, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal here. Number one, because my glue bottle is low, and sometimes the liquid glue can leave kind of a funny edge on, or a ripple effect if you use too much on your designer series paper. So now, remember I said we're going to do this in landscape mode. So let's add some adhesive to the back here. We'll center that on our soft suede. Look at how that white border just makes that designer series paper pop. And with this piece, before we do anything, I want to wrap it with, whoops, wow, that was exciting. I want to wrap it with this beautiful petal pink polyester ribbon. And I'm just going to center that right across the middle. Take my ribbon scissor and give that a snip and attach that on the back. Okay, now we're going to take our Stampin' Dimensionals and I always trim around the frame on these, you guys. I don't waste any of them. So I've got them on like so. I'm going to bring my Take Your Pick tool and take off my backings. And now this white square, we can just set this down right in the center, and it's going to cover that, and nobody will ever know the difference about there being that we cut this piece from the inside of the backing here. All right, so let's take this is our die cut piece that came from our A Million Thanks kit, and we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this as well. Whoops. Sent that one flying. I always hate when I have to do my clean up my floor, because I always have stickies all over everything, or little dots of glue. All right. So there's our backing pieces off. And now we're just going to center this onto the front of our card. How pretty is that? And now we're going to tie our bow. There we have it. And we'll snip our ends with our ribbon scissor. I like to have separate scissors for paper and ribbon, because then you get that nice clean cut. I'm going to bring in our glue dots. And this is a little bit of a bulkier bow, so I'm going to give it two glue dots. And I'm just going to put that right over here on the side. So there's our card with our matchy-matchy envelope. You guys, I hope that you'll order this kit, or that I've inspired you to order the kit. It really is a good one. And like I said, that stamp set is so versatile. And I mean, we need lots of thank you cards, don't we? I hope so, because I am very, very thankful for a lot of things. And I am thankful for you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.